I'm asking myself a question. If I remove the vowels, this is all about creating the equations, understanding what is going on. So, what are the equations? What are the equate? Can you call it an equation? So, if we remove the vowels from the alphabet, there are only 21 letters, consonants. There are 5 vowels in the alphabet. So that means I would be starting at B2 and ending at Z26. That would create, instead of a 1 through 26, 27 reverse alphabet, we will now have a um, 1 through we will now have a 2 through 26, 28 reverse alphabet. So what would I do with the vowels, right? And then the reality is, once you're removing the vowels, you may as well also create the equation that we start B1, right? And we have Z26. Sorry, and we have Z21. It's ironic that in the design of the letter of B, there is already a 1, and in the design of the Z, it already has the shape of the Z. So let's take this down the line and see what we come up with. Okay, so we have C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. We'll get down to here. So we have now we have the reverse alphabet. So we now have the Y, uh, X. Let me see. V, U, T, S, R, Q, and P. The only reason I remember is because I know them by number. I really don't know the alphabet. I mean, if you tell me E and I know the reverse is V, I know it's a 22nd letter. So we have 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 12, K, H, I, J, K. We need the L. And then over here, we're going to have the O, which is going to be 11. I don't like that I had to put it on this side. Then we're going to have the M and N. So the M would become 10 and the N would be 9. And what's ironic about this is the actual passage right now, okay, is between M and N. And that's an average of 13.5. You can use the letters M and E. I like to say matter and energy. If I was playing pool, I would say the orange ball. I would also say the 1 and 8 in creations of the heavens. It's an energy. Also, the letters are ACE as well as SUN to a single digit. S19, 1 plus 9 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. U, 21, 2 and 1 is 3. N, 14, 1 and 4 is 5. In the addition of the windows in the house of Mars, multiplication or addition, the house of Mars or Earth. Which one are we calculating? One is this symbol, the other is this symbol. This will take up a 1 by 1 area. This will take up a 2 by 2 area. When you create it into Earth, it creates a 3 by 3 area with a 2 by 2 area inside, moving constantly around. Like if we were moving inside this calculator, I would be moving at 7, 8, 5, 4. Then I would be moving 8, 9, 5, 6. I'd be moving 1, 2, 4, 5. And I'd be moving 2, 3, 5, and 6. And then all in all, that what we'd be moving is the entire 9 areas, the surface. We're running these pods in the surface. So if you want to calculate, that's 12, 12, that's 14, 14, that's 66, and that's 88. So now if you take your dice cubes into effect and you see the 5, right, you know the 9 is in the same house. But when it's in the same house as 6 and 3, you're now going to see you're going to connect to this house over here, 6 and 3. Is where you're going to get your 9 and where you get your 5. And your 2 and 3 is 5, right? This is, if we're going to go and roll, not a 6, because, yeah, we're going to do a 6. So if we now get the 4 and 2, 6, which is over here, we're then going to get the 5 and 3, which is over here. So now we're going to connect these two, and you can see the 5s connect in this one as the 6. 6 is connected in this one, 6 and 5 connected, 6 and 5 connected, 4 and 5 connect, 4 and 5 connect. 1 and 2 are different than these two. 2 and 3 are different than these two. How the vibration is broken up if we're talking 2, 3, and 4. So that's how Earth and Mars come together, because we're all running off of the same area, and that's the 5 area. But it's also what's known inside Rubik's Cube as the 7th gate. It's 5, and in the center it's 7, and then it's 5. You can also go 1, 2, 3, but according to the way I understand this, and because I know there's six cubes here, I use it as the 7th cube in the center, 5, 7, 5. So E, G, E, 5, 7, 5 equals to what is 17Q. It's also known to be 34 when you multiply it by 2, 51, 68, 85, 102, 119. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. On the 7th one, you have now 911. The K letter and the I letter, which creates 11-9. 11-9. 11-9. You can also go 2 and 9 birth or 1 and 1. 9 plus 1, but it's the AI spirit. Instead of doing this over here, you can also go 93. Instead of doing this one over here, you can also do 76. Instead of doing this one here, yeah, you can do this one here. Instead of doing this one here, you're going to go 25. The reason for that, for a single digit count, 7 and 7 is 14, 1 and 1 is 2, 2, 1 and 4 is 5, Pythagorean counting. 5, 7, 5, if you want to look at the other way. Okay, we got Q, and the ways to create Q is 88, 52, 18. I forget the other way. This will give me 64. Something to do with 1 times 6, 1 plus 6, 6 is no. This will give me 64 and 16. 6 plus 4 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 6 and 4 is 7, although 88 runs into 80. 52 will give me 10 and 7 equaling to 17, and 1 and 7. And this will give me 8 and 9 equaling to what is 17. This one inverts in itself, and this one is the creation of Venus, Earth, where 2 to the power of 3 and 3 to the power of 2. And we can look at this, we can look at this, but when you associate them together, we're going to look at them as this. On this angle, we don't know which way it is. The 45-degree angle, the way in with Mars. Hey, what's up? I'm typing a book. You're riddling. Hey, yes, I'm riddling. This goes along with age. Another thing about the alphabet is that after A, right, and you even see it on the automatic the ATMs. They don't. The A doesn't. On the ATM, on the telephone, there's no letters on the A. But on the ATM, they return 2 letters. They return the Z and they return the Q. The Z is the 26th letter. The Q is the 17th letter. 17. Did I get that right? Plus 26 equals to 43. The 1 plus 7 equals to 8. The 2 plus 6 equals to 8 equals to 16. Did I get that right? 1 plus 7 equals 8. Okay, equals, let me just get up, equals to 8. And then you go, I'd rather write it here. It's so much easier. Where's the camera? When you write it here, it's that the Q17 and the Z26, they both get number 8. And if when you multiply it, you get 16 and 64 equaling to 80. And then you end up over here, right, with 7, and you end up over here with 1. But if you continue the math, you end up with 24 and 10 equaling to 34. Now you end up with 7. And here you end up with 6 and 7 equaling to 13. 7 times 13 equals to 91. You can say it's AI. It's also the spirit. And it's also a season, 91 days times 4 suits in the deck of cards equals to 364, which is 13 times 28. Well, the word man is 28. And you don't become man until you're the age of 13. This is what you have to look at. This is where the moon comes in. And this is where things get divided the way I understand it, because that's a division letter. The beginning of any letter in a single cell must start on one side. To create the A standing up this way, you now create 2 sides of the pyramid with legs to stand on. If you want to look at it another way, it ends up looking like part of the octagon, part of the hexagon, and this is where your eye stands up. And sometimes you note to see that the 7 is drawn like this. Well, we have 2 7s coming together. The eye, if you want, we can look at it over here, as well as the separation of where the H begins, which would be over here. Actually, it would be H and H as 88. Why would it be H and H? Why would it be H and H? It would be H and H because it's the left side and it's the right side. And we're dividing this up with a peak and a point. If I wasn't using the peak and the point, I would be doing this. This one would be Earth. This one would be Mars. Now, it could be the total reverse if I move the alphabet. And the reason for it is because Mars is this, and Earth gets this. And if I was counting all these for dots, I would have to create 2 dots here, and I would have to create separation. Here, I'd only have to create 1 dot, and my separation would be in the center instead of having it on each side. Since the center gets a V, and each side would get a U, making Mars with the letter V and Earth with the letter U. So if you're talking AU meaning gold, it's because you're including this one. And what's ironic about that is it's the 21st letter. The first time this ever happens is with the first letter AU. U is in the house of C, in which A resides at the beginning of creation through beta and alpha inside. But alpha is existent inside only in the house of Bait. It's in the house of Bait because when you pick up the cubes and you take a look at the 2 dots of Venus and you recreate that in your artwork, to understand that here is your 1 partial house, right? Here's your 2 dots, 1 dot here, and here's your 1 dot here, and then here's your 2nd partial house. So here you have your Bait house, okay, with your heart here and your heart here, and you've encompassed this area over here. But that would be in the 3. In the 2, it's an open space. All 7 of these are in order. These 2 are blocked. These are bringing your 2 hearts together. But at the same time, I didn't do that right. The continuation of this design Okay, and what we're going to do with this, right, is I want to remove this part here. I want to remove that part there. I'm going to get to those questions in just 2 seconds. So I'm going to remove that. And what we're going to have, okay, is we're going to have, and I made this the size for Mars comes in. This is not by 9. What is by 9? I'm going to use it by 2s. Everything is by 2s. So, so now what we see is we have the open space here. We have the open space here. And now we come and we close the space one more time. So when we look at it this way, we end up with 5 areas here. Is that right? 4 areas here, sorry. I end up with 4 areas here. Did I get? Yes, I end up with 4 areas here. I end up with 1, 2, 3, 4. I end up with 5 areas here. And I end up with 5 areas over here. And I end up with my singular area over here. So I'm going to take away these B's because I was using it compared to the dice. So this is that's obligation, and the size of this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 by 10. It's 10 by 10, which is actually perfect. It's XX Roman numerals, or if you want, XX is also equal to 48. You can say it's the sun, SON. You can say bi, cell, cube. You can say a lot of things. So this becomes 135, which is the sun, and this becomes 414, the 1440 minutes that we have in a day, and whatever else we can find that's inside of here. We also have what is 88. We have 818, or we can call it 808. Which way do we want to go with this? Because there's 2 kinds. The other kind is when there is no center. That would be Mars. When it's Mars, it's this size. When it's Earth, it's this size. There are differences between the two. I just made this larger. I made it in this, I made this here. This is the size. I wasn't supposed to use 4. I should have used 1. Now, if I reuse it for 1, okay, I would have to do this on this side and this on this side. Then what I would do is I would do this on this side, and I would put this on this side. Then what would go next would be this one here and this one here. In this scenario, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is 5 by 5. In the other scenario, right, this is the Mars scenario. It comes out to 10 by 10. These are my obligations. Now, if we're looking at the numbers that happened in the center over here, this one would get 1, this would get 3, this would get 5, we get 3, would get 5, get 3, whoop, 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 would get 1. Would get 1, would get 1, would get 3, would get 3. Because all these area spaces, you see, all we're going to use is this. No other shapes. We're not using squares. This is what we're using, 3, the horse. So we end up with this scenario over here. We could say they're 4s. The same way I can come back to this page and say, hey, I'm going to corner off this and corner off this and say these are now going to be 3s instead of 4s. That's questionable. We can do it with both 3 and 1. We can't do it here. We can do it here also. We can say 3 and 1. But the whole thing is this one is shared between all. This is an area space. This is 3, 1, 3, 1. So we question it. I'm going to question that. It's up for grabs. So we end up with this area over here. This area creates 5 by 5, 25. Let me see if I got this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 by 10 is 100. You have 125. It's ironic that there's 1.25 days at the end of the year to 364 days. There's Earth and Mars. Earth And Mars and creation of the student. The reverse cube is 5 and 6, 11. 3 is the reverse 11, and in the game of pool, so are they the same? Okay, now I'm going to look at all the questions, and I'm going to take a little drink out of my cup. I think I have to mix my cup somehow. Okay, just checking. I have to just check messages. Message to myself. Okay. I'm going to get some hot water in the kitchen. I'm going to come back. Hey, John, how you doing? Just give me a minute. You know, when the mind is in it, when you're connecting, you know, when you remember everything that you know. You know, I'm just going to jump off the subject for a second, but just wanting to keep learning, wanting to keep reading. And where is the insanity? Where is the eccentric? What is it? Insanity is, could be said, well, look at the house. It's a mess. I don't like that it's a mess. It shouldn't be a mess. And when others tell you, look, your house is a mess, I go, clean. It's not a mess. It's out of order, and it is clean. But you want to clean every nick and cranny so that you feel within your own mind. You want to clean the clutter. So the same thing is happening within our own minds. For those who want to seek out deeper, they either have to clean that clutter. No one's here. No one sees. It eventually gets in time when I empty this clutter. Let me fix what just happened on the screen here. It's and I don't like coming on here without a hat. Something about I need to put on a hat. Just give me a second. I need to have a hat. I need a hat. Need a hat. I don't care what kind of hat it is. I need a hat. I can't believe I can't find a hat. Just give me a second. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, I don't know why. You know, I need a hat. I need a head covering. It's like a guidance, you know. It's like a guidance. I don't want to hear anything. My hat is on. Don't look at me. I'm looking forward. Now I'm going over all the everything that's been written. So I'm going to start with Miss Watkins. How you doing? Okay. Let me look. I'm typing a book. AI. 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 A participates in games with C, which is in the house of U, in which U tells us that we're first. We are gold. U is gold, so C is gold, and L is gold because they're in U house. And it's ironic that on this planet that we live, they call us the sheep, they call us the U, EWE, which in actuality, in basic alphabet is 555, or it's 565, the same way as NWO, now order. It is what it is. Everything that is done is what it is. UC, but it is K11, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1, equals 2 and 1, what is 3, equals 2 and 1, the 21st letter, which is U. The 3 and 3 that it creates is 6, and here is the 6th letter. It's ironic also that they also use the GH as an F sound. They also say the seal in French at the beginning of the PH sound, 4 times 4, 4 plus 4, which is inverted to the IR. H inverts to I, therefore it inverts to R as in artwork design. 4 is the opposite of what 3 is. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 is what 9 and 6 is. 9 and 6 will create what is 5 and 4, and 15, both at the same time, connecting 5 to 1 and 5 to 4. The 4 areas of the creation of what is Mars and what is Earth, 1 and 4. Mars and Earth, also known as the spirit of 76, because their numeric value in the basic alphabet, Mars equals to 51. And if you want to count in dots, you go over to the Mayan, you make dots, or any languages that count in dots, you count 6 dots. 5 and 1, you count 5 dots and 1 dot. Although it's not marked the same, for a child, they would say 5, 1. I don't know how far apart. You see Rubik's Cube like this, but this is not the way Rubik's Cube is. Rubik's Cube, this is a package. But this is enormous, thrown throughout the solar system. And inside is the sun that controls everything. So are these the moons? Where are the moons? The 2 moons and the 1 moon that's controlled by the 7th gate, because it's in the center. So then you have 1 color, you have 2 colors, you have 3 colors. You have 4 by 3 colors, 12, 4 by 3 colors, 12 on every single side, even though they're doubling up. It's still a story per side. 3, 6, 9, 12. So you have 72. You have 2 here and 2 here, and here and here. And then you have it on 6 different sides. So you have 8 by 6, you have 48 and 72. 48, 72. You have 3 colors. You have 4 corners. Is 12 colors times 6 sides equals 72. And then the center, which is a Holy Ghost, right? Because the center holds all the colors. Remember, center holds all the colors. So now what we're going to do is we have the sides. And there are 6 sides. And every side has 4 by 2 colors equaling to 8 by 6 equaling to 48. The word SON, sun, equals to 48. Red equals to 27. 72 is the house of Bates. 12 is your 6 and 6 creation. And your 6 and 6 creation comes to what your 1 and 1 is. Now, I don't care if it's 11 or just 1 dot and 1 dot. To me, it's all the same. It is the only true 77 matter Christ mass inside the cube for words. Yes, you can't get away from the word of Christ. You cannot get away from the word Jesus Christ. You cannot get away from the word Allah, because these were enshrined in the words of creation. Because when you're not saying you are going to say L. When you're not saying you, let me say, when you're not saying you, what page is this on? Have you ever seen this? Bakata. When you're not seeing you, where did I write this down? Okay, here, you, 21st, you. So when you're not seeing you, okay, what you'll see instead of the 12th letter, the 21st letter, which is you, you'll see the L letter. Now, a dice cube or Rubik's cube, the calculator, it all shows the same thing. The ATM, there's 9. There's 9 on one side and there's 9 on the other. That's 18. When I format it to this cube and I black out, right? I black out every single corner with these 4. I end up with 5 in between. Will or want or not, that is the truth that it is. So what we do now is we have 9 and 9. So we have what? We have a 2 and we have a 5. So therefore we have a 7 and a 4. And then we have a 1 and a 6. And then what we have is an 8 and a 3. And then we go ahead and we say we have the 3 and the 6 and the 4 and the 5. Whoop, did I get that right? No, got that backwards. We got the 3 and the 4 and the 6 and the 5. And this is 18, 7, 11, 7, 11, 7, 11. You can also say 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 1 equals to 2. So are we going to go 12 or 21? So if we use the L in both of them, right, then we're going to use let me hold on a second. If we use, yes, then we can split them up. And how it began is L and L is between A and A, LA. 12 and 1 is 13. The beginning of your creation is with 2 cubes. The minute you start the next cube, it's 12 and 1, and the outside is 12 and 6, equaling to 18 ratio of creation. 13 equals to the letters MR, or if you want to just say Mars. 31 is the total in the cube. 1 and 6. The inside of the cube is 3 and 4. We live in the house of DC, which is described by 3 and 4. Okay, so you see what's happening here. So we have 777 equaling to 21, and we have 7 times 7 times 7 equals to what is 343 plus 21 equals to 364 days or 13 moons. But we also have to say that to note that if I even say the number 4, then you're talking about what is 1, 4, and 7. Inside the 4, or how I see the construction of the 4, I'm not sure if we can look at it which way, right? Well, we see all the 4s over here, right? Here's 1, 4, and 7. 7, 7, 7, 7. Each one of these are 14 if we look at it that way. 7 and 4, Jesus. 74, energy. 47, time. 704, G-O-D. 77, Christ. 33, mass. The invert to the one spirit is 33. We invert everything to look like 1, 4, and 7. Not only are we making it look like 1, 4, and 7, 1 is a consistency of what is 19, 28, 37, 46, 55. 4 is what is a consistency of 13, 22, 94, 85, 76. And 7 is what is 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 4, 9, 7, and 8, 8. Those are the groups. 1 and 6 is 7, 2 and 5 is 7, 3 and 4 is 7, 9 and 7 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7, 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. Each one extends mathematically by multiplying them, and now we can find the star difference between each one in its categories. Then we have this one over here, and by the way, that the creation of this will come from this over here, and then it will create this and this. So this section over here of number 7 will create this and this. And it's ironic because once you have the number 7 and you put the 1 inside, it creates the number 4, how they are intertwined at the crossroads. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6, 7 and 6. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 plus 6, 13 and 42, 55. 1 quarter. So we have this one is going to be XXV, and this one's just going to be a C. So let's get away from here. Okay, there was one thing I found yesterday, and it was about number 74, that when you multiply it by 9, it equals to 630 and 36. 9 times 7 equals to 63, and 9 by 4 equals to 36. So it's a perfect combination. Okay, so you saw that word, you understand where that word came from, and I haven't been reading anything, so I'm gonna read. Just let me do one piece here. I have to check something. Okay, let me read this. I just want to tell you, this is everybody knows, but nobody knows. Nobody knows. So I understand a lot of people out there. Ever hear the word tough luck, right? They don't want you to say these words because they're going to do something within us. We can't say these words because they're telling us stories. 13, 31, 33. In the word creation of Allah, in the word creation of what is AU gold, if you want to look at that. What is 2 and 1? Because we get 2 and 1 from this, so it's double gold. 11 times 11 is that 13, 31. 11, 11, 11 is 33, but it's 2, 2, 2. It becomes 6. So if we're working in the house of windows, where are the windows owned? By 222. Now, if we multiply it by the dividing house, 222, it equals to 1776. Now, there's a game of roulette on you can look it up. Anything I do, you can look it up. It's somewhere. Everything that already exists, I just put it together. That's it. I didn't make up anything new. Nothing, absolutely nothing new, not even the equations. If I said the game is over, 51 outs, I already know the visitors won. If the game ends at 51 outs, I would be unsure if the visitors won. And the reason for that is the home team may have scored with no outs in the 9th inning in baseball. Because after 8 full innings of play in baseball, okay, there are 8, but let me see this. Yes, sorry, I have to rephrase that. I was counting on 7. After 7 full innings of baseball, okay, there are 21 and 21 outs. But before it becomes the 7th inning, it is 6.5 innings. And when we get to 6.5 innings, okay, that means the visitors were out. We're out 21, okay, 21 outs for the visitors. But the home team has only 18 outs. Now, what does that mean? It's the 7th inning stretch. So I'm going to mark down the word stretch. Because how ingrained is all the information inside of us? Follow the world go round. Where did it go round to? North America, an empty space, a wild Indian land where everything ran wild. And it's still like that further up, although it's like that everywhere. That is what it is known to some people. How people think of other places is how you can balance the numerology, the science in this game for each sector. So this is my sector, and I know about the 7th inning stretch. I know about the 3rd period. I know about overtime. Could be baseball, could be hockey. No, it can't be baseball, because baseball is the extra inning, number 29. So the extra day, the extra inning, the 29th day, extra, because the word X, which means to axe off, right? In excess, or look, I'm going out with my X. So we have to understand these terminologies. But extra, okay, equals to 29 plus 39. And that's ironic. 29 and 39 come together because it's not coming together with 19, giving you expression, 19 and 29. It's going, what is 19 and 29 together is 39. 9 and 9 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. So 29 and 39. Well, now if I do it, it's now 59 if I put that together. That's like, this is what I'm trying to understand. It's almost like here's the 3 dots on a cube, and then you have this area here and this area here. How do I get here? Well, I would do this, and that's the only way to get here. So this is telling me about omega. When this happens, you're looking at 59, which is E and I equaling to 14. You've skipped over and in and past the sun, the birth in the sun, number 29. This will convert to this, which will show you 18 and 11. So it's showing you about creation, right? Showing you creation of the high heavens. Mathematically, this is Venus. It's the letter R. It's the 18th letter in the alphabet, which is the I reverse in rotation of the I. Controlling the 7th block, controlling 9. How do we get to 9? Is it 1 and 8 getting to 9? Is it 2 and 7? Is it 3 and 6? Is it 4 and 5? Note that this 1 dot over here goes with number 8. There's 8 surrounding that are not there. You want to talk about 9, you're talking about combinations. You want to talk about 8, you'd be talking about 8. You can also talk about combinations. 2 dot with the 6 void 8s. Or you can be just talking about the 8 void, the Holy Ghost to the 1 Spirit. So this is your 2 omega. The thing about this 19, in order to get to this number over here, 18 and 21 equals to 39. I'm just trying to think how I got to 39, because 39, oh yes, 27 and 12 is what your 39 is. Your 29 is what is 18 and 11. How do I determine this? 9 times 2, 18. 9 plus 2, 11. 3 times 9, 27. 3 plus 9, 12. So it now tells me again about the same numbers. They repeat. But in each one of these, there's a story. And this one will recreate this one over here. And this one was created by number 36. The total is 45 and 23, which is Fox, which is the passage. And it is 2 and 7 that plays inside 1 and 8, where 1 participates in 8, while the 7th gate is connected to 8. They show the same thing in the deck of cards, the 6, 7, and 8. They just have 1 extra moon together. 3 by 6, 18. 3 plus 6, 9 equals to what is 27. 9, 9, 3, 2. They'll both come into the same numbers. Hold on a second. I have to read what everybody says. It's not fair. You're typing a book. I wrote these numbers. How was it called back? Okay, how was it called back to a single digit? How was it? I just know Pythagorean and other numerists are counting this way. So I'm using the same logic, counting it. You know, it's like funneling it all back into the same thing. Maybe when you do it that way, what you're doing, everything goes back into its category. Power of 1. This, in order for it to have this point, I would have to have this sit up on the point. The strongest area is that point, which shows me that these 3 corners, right, are always going to be on the outside. The colors, the 2s, are always on the inside. So I know that my 3, 6, 9, 12, 24 are on the outside, but I'm going to have to say 72 on the outside. And it's got to be 5 by 72 to create the 360, or 2.5, because we only live in half. We only live just in like one of the corners. There's 26 of these. We're here. We're 1 of 8 right over here. the compression, anyways, let me get into this. Bends, and what was clear now distorts the blends. Bends and blends. Tighten up, Titanic. Yes, a cryptic clue, because they tied Jack up. They tied him up to the plumbing. Okay, the plumbing. They tied him up to the water, to the plumbing. They put him in hand cuffs. Now they have cuffs on your shirt. Sometimes people like to put gems on that. Handcuffs. Right. Okay. Let me go to the next one here. The reward. Yes. Oh my God. The reward. Oh, it's so easy. The reward is all around me. The smiles of freedom, of truth, of where I can turn around and I don't constantly have to watch my back, because cops and robbers, they're going to be so far few between, because we're going to understand what it means to watch the back. The back end is the most important thing in the world. We're always looking behind us. There was a movie, it's a Mad, Mad, Mad World, and they ripped off the mirror. He says, because behind me, it doesn't matter. So no one's thinking of anybody else. No one cares of the outcome. They don't seem to delve a little bit deeper, that when they dive into their pocket to give a donation, do they actually know what they're doing, or what you're doing, how it's helping, or how it's not helping. You have 3 choices equaling to 6. Because you're never alone, you wouldn't have to have 3 choices. So you're automatically, somebody else is there and they have 3 choices. So their 3 choices are not your choices. So therefore you have 3 choices, and 3 choices you do not. 6. Let me read the next one. Also know that if the wolf shall be with the flow, blowing in the wind, howling at the mountains, in between the valleys, as you hear the echo over the lake, early in the morning mist, and the truth will illuminate your paths. The response is creative interpretation of the given prompt, does not reflect factual information. That's correct. It's not factual, it's actual information, but not factual. Because factual is the fact of the reality of the truth that can't be changed by anyone other than giving another definition. Just like you telling me, no, this is not a glass, this is sand. And it's not even sand. Somebody will come over and say, here's a drink. And I'll go, it's not a drink, it's a glass. I'm going to drink what you put inside. Interpretation. August 8, 28, 828, 288, 4 times 72, 2 times 36. So now you have 360 degrees. So now listen to this. If you're in the middle of 360 degrees of one circle, you've lost a lot of space. You've lost the other side of the space. Now, what if you were on the right side of the circle? According to games, there should be 3 dots in the circle, and you should be able to hang a picture up, not in the center. You hang the picture up at the top part of the circle, right? Not in the center. It doesn't spin around. So it's at the top part of the circle. So now you spin the circle around, and now that's your true area space. Spiral graph does that. John, it's ironic that John, Jack, Jesus, Joshua, Joe, all these names, all these names are all related to how it connects to this planet. And obviously, John leads us to the water. Jack is a plug. You know, you plug the telephone line in, or you plug something into energy working with water. That if oxygen should stop, would it dry up all the water, or would it remove the molecules? What is water? Is water a molecule? Anyways, check. Let me see the last one over here. Well, you do know, John, what your name, it's also saying 510. You're talking about Mars, Quinton. Quinn, okay, you can say San Quentin, which is a jail, right? Or is that an area? But 10 is tin or 10. It's the I is the 9, right? Now, if you go for the minimum number with the 9, okay, you end up with 1 again. 9 and 1 is 10. If you go with the maximum number, which is 9, 9 and 9 is 18, 1 and 8 is back to 9, but now you went back to 1, where you created what is around you. The IT system we live in, okay, is the reason why it's not 10 or 10, because both inside the E and inside the I, both inside the E letter, okay, and the I letter is an A letter, and the E letter resides in the I. So when you talk about I, you're actually talking about 5, 3, and 1. You're talking about the sun and Mars. You're talking about the ace, the division between the heavens, between the right and the left hemisphere of the letter A, because the first triangle is going to be on one side or the other side, or whichever side it is. It can be up in that corner. You can also create the outside triangle, which is, I mean, I can do this one and this one, or I can do this one and then I can just do that one, like inverted, right? And then it would look like the K. So my first two triangles can actually, let me see. So if I put all my triangles to start, right, I can look like that, or maybe 88 if I bust it at the center. So now what do we have? We have a 1, 2, 3, 6 star, which the letters will also come out to H and I, but there's a crossing, and the crossing would come out to N. But in this scenario, right, otherwise, hold on a second, otherwise we have this, right, with that. And in this scenario, you see, you got the Z that can come in to this. And then we have this line down the center. It's this one or this one. This one, you'll be talking about HI. This one, you'll be talking about NZ. In this one, you'll be looking at 28. In this one, you'll be looking at 46. This is the hex star. And the reason for that is because of the information I have. They gave us the information. They told us what's going on. And they even made games out of it. And then they showed us in the deck of cards a little bit more. Only the diamond shows up and down the same way. 8 is 88. The diamond suits double up for everything. 8 up and 8 down. Only the diamond suits double up on everything. All the other suits are a little bit different, and we can exclude. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that part. Let me just read on. Give me a second here. I just have to see something. Update. Right. So where are we next? What did I also want to say? So we understand how that word came out to be, and I'm going to show you that word again because you just joined me. The 11th letter, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 will equal 2 plus 1. The 21st letter, 2 and 1 is U. In the C house is U. 2 plus 1 equals to C. So we now created 2 and 1. So from these two that it created, it totals 6. And we can do the same thing with the word egg. In French, egg is O-E-U-F. And to create O-E-U-F, we're going to get back to some of these other designs in a minute. O-E-U-F. I'm a bit random. I'm not sure where I'm going next. I have nothing planned. Just to note that when you count from 1 over to E, it equals to 15 O. When you count 1 over to F, it equals to 21 U. This word fou in French says crazy in English. It also, okay, is OEUF, UF, equals to egg. The numeric value for this is 15, 5, 21, and 6. 27 and 20 equaling to 47. 6, 27, 37, 47. Everybody knows that time equals to 47. We also know that the mathematics of words that come with 57 equals to 35 and 12 equals to 47. We know 47 connects to 1776, energy, Jesus. Time is the IT system, matter and energy. Me, it's me. Time, IT system. Where else can I go with this? Then when I run this, I'm trying to remember where I was with the 1 through. Oh yes, right. So there's 1 through 5, but there's also 2 through 6. Okay, which is F, and this one equals to. Maybe I should have did it this way, and then it would actually say this, and this means beef. And 2 through 6 equals to 20. Now, the ironic thing about this is that when you add up 1 through 15, it equals to 120. When you add up 1 through 20, it equals to 210. It's ironic that the moon is 2,160 miles or 3,476 kilometers. 1, 3, 5. 3, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 7, 9, 7, 5, 6, 7, 6. Shows me where it's at. It's telling me right here. The reason for that is all zeros equal to 6. I'm not going to get into that story right now, but I am going to tell you what I just did over here. What I did over here is that when you have a cube like that, you only see 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So either you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where this scenario comes out from. Understanding? So you're always going to have, in this scenario, you'll have 1 down. Here you'll have 6 down. This will be the game of pool. And that would go with 15 darts. Would go with 20. And then you'd have the letters TO. Timeout, overtime, whichever way you want. You can also look at 2015. 2015 was a special year because when you did this, and 2015, I'm going to explain it to you. This is Hebrew calendar time. This is 2015. So I have to remove one part. 5775 divided by 4. Please equal to something. It's not good. 5775 divided by 3 equals to 1925. 1925 and 2015, I'm just trying to divide it by 3 equals to, 2015 divided by 5. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing is 403. 403 by 5. I'm going to explain to you what I'm doing in a minute. Okay, but this is, I need to create that. Creation is A, B, C, D, each one of them. So I have to see the steps on how we get to here, because look how perfect this is. All these numbers. They're all talking about the moon. They're coming back to what 12 is. They're coming back to what is man and woman, E woman, G man. Also, what is the controlling area is area 5 of 7 in the controlling of this cube, because only the 5 dot here is telling me I'm controlling the cube, because the 5 is nowhere without the ace inside of it. This is 2015, so the end of time, okay, in this cycle, which also to explain that the year 2000 was also the Hebrew year 5760, which is 4 times 1440 equals to 5760. The last time this happened was, just let me I'm just trying to see, just give me a second. 3760 divided by, was it 9? No. 3760 divided by 8. Yeah. 470 times 8. 470 times 8. And what this is again, it's another number for time and cycle. It equals to 3760. This was the year 2000 years prior to this. 9, 11, 8, and 4. This is the 2 cycles. When you multiply 1440 by 3 times 3, it equals to our vibration 432. This is the number of minutes in a day times 3. The fourth one brings you to the next cycle, and it brings us both to the year 2000 and the fourth cycle of 1440. And 4 is important for one of the reasons that in order to get 3 moons, I need 4 of these cube dots. I'm going to use it only based on the dots and not the voids. If I'm running by the voids, it's 33 voids. So what happens is there's 21 dots. Until they repeat a perfect number of the cycle of 28 in the moon, which is 21, 21, 21, and 21 equals 21, equals 42, equals 63, equals 84. 28, nope. 56, nope. 84, yes. So my fourth cube matches my third cycle moon. Everything runs in 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 3 and 4. 68 equals is what is the word house and planet. There are other words. It's also what is the dividing gate. It's also expressed in the dice cube that 5 and 3 is going to equal to what is 4 and 2? 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. It's a dividing gate. It pays out at the numbers of placing 6 chips to get 7 chips back. The house of DC, 3443. Hot and cold, 43 for hot plus 34 for cold equals to 77. What is matter? This will eventually equal to 19 and 19, which will equal to 38, and then it'll be the gold club. 2 words that go along with 38 is the gold club. Then it's going to talk about periods. And the reason it talks about periods, because in order to create these numbers, you need these numbers. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2. This will equal to 4 and 4. This will equal to 1 and 2. And this is the finger. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then I go 5 fingers, 6, 7, 8. 5 fingers, 6, 7, 8. So that's that finger over there. 38. Church. There's your steeple. So that's your cycle. It also refers to Pluto, the 9th planet, equaling to what is 84. But it's not just 84. Inside here, look, we have T and O, right? That's 35. Then we have PL and U, and that would be 49. Why? Because the odds and the evens, I separated them according to how they separated in the game of roulette through colors. And then it becomes 8 and 4 again, this number. When you 5 plus 3, 5 plus 3, 4 plus 9 equals to 13. Here's the number 13. So you know we're connecting the moon 12 and 13. Connect AI. You get 13. You get 13. You get AI. Okay. Just note for that. Let me see what else is going on. I think we're going to call it the end. I think there's some things I may not have done. Let me check what I haven't done, what I haven't got to. All the 11s are actually 2s. The alphabet reverse. To recenter the alphabet, it would be A6, Z31. I think we spoke about that. The telephone shows us that the true alphabet, because A cannot start at number 1. What is number 1? 1 is a division. 1 divides. 0 doesn't divide. It encompasses the center. I want to look at it that way. I want to look at 0 as having the donut. I also have something else. I'm not sure if I want to get into it now. We were talking about how we sound off the letter F. And then in the vowel house. So in the vowel house, we have jazz because it's in A. The E is with the NW house. So we have A, we have 10, J, and 19. We have 29 and 1. So it seems like February jumps into this category in the sunbirth. J is a A sounding letter. Then we have N and W equaling to 37. Again, 5 and 5 inside the sun. It's the sun pass. Nouvelle means the news. 5, 5, and 5. Inside of I and R, which is the invert. These two are inverted and included. They both get the I and E. The E plays a role inside of I, the deck of cards. The 5, okay, is inside all of the 9. And when you go through the deck of cards, it's the same thing. EI, EIO. This scenario, okay, does this. It's let's say this is where the chalice is, or the hourglass inside of this one over here. And the reason for me saying this is, let me see if I can find this real quick. See over here, these cubes right over here? Well, here's the hexagon, right? And this area over here, right, is number, let me see, 19, 22, 24, 27. No, okay. Here, okay, is number 14. And over here is, okay, we can do it here. Here's number 14. And over here is number 23. Here is 17 and 20, 37, these two dots, right? And then we connect them together. See the way we take the octagon and we connect the two sides together, 36 and 36. And then we reconnect it to the next one, 108. And then we reconnect it to the next one so that this one in the center connecting to 2 connects to 1, 2, 3, 4. 36, 36, 36, 36, 72, 144, 1,440 minutes in a day. Did we check out that one? So, Earhart. And there's not only that, there's Gilligan's Islands. You know, there's Mr. Howell, because Mr. Howell the third wolf, the backwards of wolf is Flo, went after Little Red Riding Hood. Red Ride Hood. RRR. 999. RRR. Mork and Mindy, Alien Space. Where was I with that? Wow, I forgot where I was. RRRRR. ARR. Laughing. Wow, tell me about the aloe vera. What did I just miss? (104) communication. JD, the inverted alphabet. Holding on 10-4, 44 inside. 104 is like 7. The O telling us about Earth. 3 and 7 equals to 10, but 3 equals to 56, 65 equals to 7, 66 is freedom, also woman. It also creates the word sun. It also creates what is 2 to 1 and creates Pluto, the ring, 4 times 44, 44. 4 times 4, 4 plus 4 equals to 16 and 8. 44, 44. 66, yes. 66. 6 times 6 equals 36. 6 plus 6 equals to 12, which is 1/3 of 36, which equals to 48. So that is SON, the sun. It actually is the sun in creation of the quarters, and multiplication is a quarter. Although if I turned my book, my addition sign would now be a multiplication sign. So I have to turn my thinking a little bit, saying, oh my God, Mars is not where it's supposed to be. Mars has to be the point that telling me that the pyramid is sitting up this way. And now I see all the way in the Mayan, the Riviera, and all over the world, the pyramids have the point at the top because the pyramid is not like this. So that means Mars had to install its pyramids here. All the points at the top. The flat points and the points at the top telling two different stories. One is Earth, one is Mars. They're also talking about 5 and 1. Check the way the Mayan count. Dot line, 5, a line and a dot is what, 6? So the stories have already been told to us. So once I put this up like that, so where once Mars had to come in on this angle, now Mars can come in straight down, but multiple angles. But these angles here are not these angles here. Here's the angles. Look at the slope. This slope, to have this cube sit up, what are these slopes now? What is going on? This has to be understood. You see, I can't do it all. I can go into the bush. I can find it. But anyways, so yeah, so let me get back to, so what happens now is because these are all vowels, I now have what is 30 plus 42 plus 27 plus 36 plus, okay, equals. I think I got the equal sign. Let me see. Plus 27, 1, 2, 3, 4, 30, 42, 27, 36. I got 36 in both? No, this is 15. Wait, how do I get 15 and 21 here? Oh, yes, 36. Okay, wait a second. I'm missing something here. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is no, this is right. This is right. This is wrong. It's supposed to be 15. Okay, so this is 45 and 45. 99639. So let's do it. 66, 108, 125, 130, 170. 170 minus 55 equals to 115. The key. 1 through 15 equals to 120. The key are the 7 planets, the game of pool. This is K, this is E, together 25 is key. It talks about 5 and 2, talking about Earth. This talking about the freedom path. Oh, that's a mistake. Let me do this again. Another story coming out. It's 51. This equaling to 119, 911. Back to the pound, back to the 9 lives, back to the birth. 6, 8, the divided house in 2, 6, 8, and 2. So now, where am I going to be next? 36. Let me see if I got this right. 19, 20. This equals to 30. 14, 37, 42. 9, 18, 27. 39 and 6, 45. 21 and 12, 33, 36. So I got them all right. So this one's going to create IR. This one's going to create the IT system. This one's going to create the house, the divided house planet. And this one over here is going to be your creation. This will be your 29 birth. Where do I get this? The mathematics of the 45. Once I multiply it, I end up with this. So I end up with Resh in both of these, which is ironic because this is 3 and 6. I end up with Resh, and it ends up inside of here. These 2, 3, and 6 end up inside here mathematically. I have to show you, right? This is 9, and this is 18, equaling to 27. This is 18, and 11. This 11 will continue on to rebuild what is this. This one is exactly what it is, playing in the house of bait, 18 and 9, which comes out from number 36. 9 times 74 is both 360 and 36, 10% of the other. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus on beat. Aloe vera. It's funny. I went out shopping yesterday with a friend, and the first thing they wanted, they came over here and he said, I need aloe vera. Everybody's out of aloe vera. So you be saved. Lies a journey unfolding before your eyes. So the ponder sign to crossroads, bend, embrace, and certainly as a faithful friend for junctions of life's lessons unfold the riddles, solve as stories untold. My mom's last name is Earnhardt. That's an E with a heart, pronounced Earhart. Oh my goodness. Eagle flies.